Steve here, Woodworking Masterclass. Don't you love Australia? 1 minute it's raging bushfires, and then it's floods, and then it's something, and now it's pelting with rain. Oh, well, anyway, welcome to Woodworking Masterclass. I'm Steve Hay, and this is a quick one because I actually have to make a sanding box to put sandpaper in that's going to look a lot like that one along there. And I'm just going to make it out of bits of scrap. So first of all, I've got to figure out what size I need. But before I do that, Derek, hi, you got me. Ian, thank you. Well, there you go. Oh, look, all these people finally get on there. And Sean, hi. Well, Bob's not here. He doesn't like the rain. He doesn't like baths, and he doesn't like the rain. Although, having said that, I've dug a lot of drainage in the last couple of weeks around the yard and around the sheds, because my front sheds were getting about 50 mil of water through them, which wasn't a good look. But I had a mate came round and we looked at the lie and took some levels and laid drains and seep holes and sumps. And Bob came on an inspection tour with him this morning, and he was happy, splashing through all the water and making a nuisance of himself. But the wife wasn't happy when he came inside and laid on her best rug. Anyway, you get that in a big job, they tell me. Oh, Jeff, hello, mate, how are you? Will you complete the project? Yes, I will. So, to you. Oh, dear, I do. I need this one. I might even complete two, Jeff. They're going to be quick ones. All right. So what I'm going to do is just it's not going to be fine furniture by any means. There is no skill level. If you can stand upright and hammer a nail, that's all you need to do. So here we go. First of all, I've got to measure up what size I need and what scrap I've got. So let me have a look down here in my scrap bin. Oh dear. All right. Some rubbish here, and I literally mean rubbish. Now I use full sheet sanders. The music, mate, you got to keep up. The music sound, I promised Ray's going to be done by Easter this year. There you go, you can hold me to it. I use sheet paper into 6. So what I do is just fold it into 3. Have I got a knife over there? I think I have. Wait one, I'll be back. Oh, there you go. That's from my old fishing days. It's good for cutting sandpaper though. So we'll cut that one, and we'll do this one in half, like so. So that gives me, hey, when you're good, you're good. Look at that, that's not bad effort. Oh dear. And then fold it over again. And then that gives me, whoops, I can fold it, but I can't cut it straight. That gives me 6 pieces out of a sheet. Let me put this away before I do myself an irreparable damage. Oh. Ah, dear. What else was I going to do? Wait one. Got that. Oh. No, I thought that was Bob, but it wasn't. There you go. Okay. So, I've got my phone. I bought that because it's got a calculator on it. I like calculators. I don't have to use my brain so much. And what I want, this one, just for you, Jeff, I'm going to make a single tier one, and I want 5 pockets. But I'll also show you a double tier one with 10 pockets. In my mind, you can do it any way you like, but in my mind, I like to have a little bit of space. So when you're putting the sandpaper in the pockets, it's not bent over. It lays flat. So give me a piece of this. And there I'm looking about 115 mil. Don't know what that is in inches because I haven't got a clever ruler. Wait a minute. For those that are interested in inches, yeah, 4.5 inches. But I'm going to go metric. I'll cross between the two. So for me, 5 inches is about what I'm looking for. It's about 125 mil. I'm going to use this stuff here for, well, all right then. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, haven't you got your saw yet, mate? I tell you what, they are slack, aren't they? You'll be right in. I'll show you how to do it without using a hammer and nail. Steve Elliott, g'day, how are ya? See you streaming so soon. Yeah, I meant to do this morning, only, I don't know, I had a bit of a funny turn this morning. Susie reckon it was because I was exhaustipated. So she sent me to lie down, and I watched the Jimi Hendrix story on Stan, which, depending what reviews you pertain to, was either a load of rubbish or it was accurate. But interesting fellow, Jimi Hendrix. I liked his music too. So anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm streaming now. And it's raining. I was hoping the rain wouldn't annoy me. So this stuff here, that's 12 mil. Or for you, Jeff, 1/2 inch. All right, so I've got to put an end on. What? I've got to put an end on. So that's, I'll just measure it out, eh? Actually, I might have a bit of that. Oh no, we'll use this. Rather than measuring it, because I don't want to work that hard, I'm just going to put this up the side and I'll mark it and I'll see if I can get, how about those two? Then you can see what I'm doing. There you go. And then I'm going to measure 125 from there. Not quite big enough, Colin. Sacrilege using his good squares on a rubbishy job anyway. Oops. Not that these are rubbishy squares over here, but at least I've got the length in them. Okay. So that's 125. Put this up again. I just thought, I hope this is long enough, because I'm going to have egg on my face again. $125. I think we should be right. I hope. So I said it's going to be a reasonably quick stream before I get washed away. I might only be getting 4 on this one, I don't know. It is important, obviously, to work out how many pockets you want, and depending on how many sheets of different grades of paper you use. Oh no, I think we're going to be in luck. I think, whew. Okay, fingers crossed. Oh, just get it in. Well, that was more good luck than good management, I'll tell you. Okay. Okay, so we're going to cut this off here, and what I want, what height do I want? That's what I should ask. Let me see. Yeah, I have, but they sent the wrong fence. Oh, because now you get a laminated fence, so it's so close to the table laminated. Goes. Oh, yeah. Well, all I do, Jeff, is there's two ways you can do it. I just get a bit of plywood, and then with a clamp, one of those spring-loaded ones that I don't have on hand. I had one before. Where'd it go? You know, they're just those pressure clamps. Oh, here you go. Oh. So you want to go over to the saw, I'll show you. But I just put that up against the fence and then put that on and it stops that gap. Or the other thing is you put it on a bigger board, but that wastes a lot of material if you don't want to waste material. And anyway, I suppose if it comes, you should have it. So no be about it. Ring him up and give him heaps. Richard, good morning, evening and afternoon. How are the apples, my friend? Yep, feed the... Oh, you didn't ask me a question. Am I back in the good books with your missus, or am I still an outcast? Nothing beats being inside when it's raining. Yeah, it is, but I don't know. Is that coming through too much? Because it's nearly deafening me. Well, it is pelting down here, Louise. It is absolutely pelting. And I halfway got... It's going to make sense. I'm halfway got through a third of the way of painting my roof. Hence, I don't know, where's the what? Yeah, I've got a green paint. I spilt it all over my legs. Got into bed and the wife said, I'm not sleeping with a Martian. I said, well, I'm not pulling the hairs out of my legs to make you happy. Oh, and all the foam and stuff, because apparently after you paint it, even with roof paint, you've got to let a few good showers, or in this case, torrential downpours, to wash it off. And the foam's about that thick, so I don't know what they put in the paint, but I'm pleased I'm not drinking it. Multiply. Well, that's true, but it's a waste of good timber. You stick to your guns, Jeff. Make sure you get it. Oh, the rain's not there. That's good. As long as I don't bring my workshop into the house, you're okay with the mist. Mate, I saw a great cartoon this morning, and they had this guy, he had his motorbike stripped down in the lounge room, and he looks at his wife. He said, I can't win. He said, you reckon I spend too much time in the garage and you don't want me in here. So there you go. We're between a rock and a hard place, mate. Okay, so that's the layout. Now, where's that bit that I had? This is where you get to decide how much paper you're going to put in there. You know, I'm going to go for, about a 30mm hole, I think. That way I can get, you don't want to jam your paper in because then it crinkles and it sticks together. You want it so you can just reach down like that and pick a piece up. So I'm going to make mine 30mm. You make yours whatever you like. And I've got to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these bay separators. So I'll go over to the saw and I'll knock them up there. If I can find out what camera it is. Oh, come on. There you go, all right. I want 6. I'll just make sure that's the right measurement or else I'm in trouble. Yep, that'll do. So I want 6 of these. Halfway there. You can leave them square like that if you want. I'm just going to put a mitre on them because it's going to have a sloping front anyway. And that looks good enough for me. So as you can tell, this is not rocket science. It's not super precision work. It's just getting something done. Alrighty, I'll need that. Now what I've got to do, because this is the height of the sandpaper thing, I've got to make the back the same height as that. So what I shall do is we'll go back over to the saw and I'll rip this up. Actually, I might just cut this to length first. That might be nice. Why not indeed? What are we on? Can you see me? I didn't even, how rude, I didn't invite you over to the saw. That's not going into focus very well, is it? Oh well. So you'd be right. Excuse my back. Okay. That's docked. And this is going to be set up to this fence here. Whoops. I really would like that ruler back. Thank you. And I'm just going to rip this down to this width. What else do I need? I've got to put a front on it. So what we'll do is I'll catch up on the chat. Bum, ba, dum, bum. Get there. Oh, have you, Sam? Mate, I'm meant to be having a coffee with him tomorrow. All depends, I guess, on what the rain's doing. But that's that one there. I don't know, Jeff, did you know he's got a new granddaughter? So he's all gone clucky now. And I've got to put a front on this and also a bottom. So what I might do, don't know. Oh. Okay, that's 3 inches. Or 70 mil. That's that one. If I take 3 inches off of this one, that leaves me 1.25 inches. Bear with me. There is rhyme to my reason. 1.25 inches. That looks good. All right. So this bit I'll keep for that. This one I'm going to cut down to 3 inches. Or do I want 3 inches? Let me see. Yep, 3 inches is good. And I'll be back. We'll go back over the saw. Actually, I might go 70 mil, that's just under 3 inches. There you go. All right, and that's it. Now comes the part where you got to hold your tongue right. Make sure they line up, which they should. And they do. All right. I put the two ends on first. I've plugged that before, it's nice stuff. It goes off quite nice and fast. And if you give it a bit of a friction rub, it doesn't take long to go off at all. I'm going to do the other end one. Hey Simon, yes mate, we're getting a bit of rain. Which, I just can't win. There you go. It's too hot and I can't get on the roof to paint the roof. And then when it cools down, it's too wet and I can't get on the roof to paint the roof. And the reason I'm in such a hurry to paint the roof is, as I might have mentioned before, I'm getting new solar panels. And I want to have the roof painted because it's all just flaking off. All right, let's just whack a couple of nails in here and see how we go. But it's good rain, it's good to see it. The countryside will love it. Poor people that were devastated at the most and very inconvenienced at the very least with the bushfires. At least it'll give them some reprieve and the firefighters. But then I suppose emergency services, if this keeps up, will kick into overdrive. Get out of it. And they'll be fighting floods. So, one of those things. I give this a little rub whenever you've got glue, and you'll find it sticks a lot quicker and a lot easier. The important thing is to remember, if you want 5 pockets, you got to have 6 ends. Don't be like me and I only need 5 pockets, I only cut 5 ends, because that doesn't work. So Type 1 is good glue with. Actually, it's cheaper, Stephen. It's cheaper than Selly stuff. I found. Well, I suppose where I buy it from in Brisbane here. I buy it from Woodwork Machinery Plus. They're out at Darra, and I think that's about $9.90, and it goes a long way. And even that one might be $17 or $18. So I think a half litre, okay, that's 473 mils, whereas Aqua here and exterior is 500 mils. But from the big brand warehouse, it's it works out a bit dearer, I think. And I'd used Aqua here for 30 years, and I was asked to try this stuff, and I really like it, and that's what I buy now. Although, have I said before, when it comes to fine furniture and marquetry and what have you, I will still use traditional hide glue because I think that's the absolute best for traditional woodworking. Boom, boom, boom. So what are we up to? The camper fire's got real close to my house. 600, oh, that's too close, mate. No, too close. We were lucky. We had the inconvenience of smoke, but definitely none of the tragedy of what happened to other poor folk, although I don't think anyone doesn't know of someone that lost everything. My wife's cousin, bless her heart, they just finished building a house and, yeah, lost a lot. 3 cars, all the sheds, house, belongings, everything gone. And when you're in your 50s, I've never been to that stage where I've had to start again, but I don't think it would be a pleasant prospect. But the true Aussie spirit goes on, and we just keep going on. Like any country, I guess. Okay, there you go. That's the first part. Second part, much like the first, only it's a little bit different. These are the sort of things you can do on a rainy day with scrap, and then when you're busy, oh gee, you appreciate it. You're not, in my case with the wood turning shed, which I just stuck a video up giving you a little tour, and I've also uploaded a video showing me making a bowl. And no, it's definitely not up to Theo's standard, Jeff, or Ray, but it's a bowl nonetheless. And I'll release that in the next couple of days, I guess. I'm just going to do the meta tags and everything for it. Where was I going with that? Yeah, I kept on coming down here to get sandpaper, which is a real nuisance. What's that? Derek? Oh, it's still too close, Derek. No, you didn't deport me. You imported me. I'm from England originally. 10 Bob tourist. I don't know. There you go. I've got an Australian audience. So I'm at Jim Boom, but I think maybe near you. Not sure. Well, if you're in Jimmy, Simon, you're definitely near me. We could meet up at Mundi's at Flagstone and have a coffee. That's how close you are. Speaking of which, I didn't go there today. Oh, it's because I was told that to take it easy. Oh, look, if you've got a staple gun or a nail gun, use it. The truth is I would have used a staple gun, but I can't find it. It's up in my mechanical workshop somewhere. I can't remember what job I was doing, but I remember I had it up there. And when I went looking for it, I couldn't find it, so I thought, oh, we'll go old school. Whoops. Well, actually, who was that? I'm here apart from... yeah, Richard. Richard Ryder. He's from Bordeaux in France. There you go. Oh, for all intents and purposes, Steve, if it doesn't insult you, we'll say you're close enough to be in Oz. In Oz, not an Oz, in Oz. G'day, Ray! You having a shot at me? Mate, I'd never get as good as Theo. I haven't got the patience. Oh, dear. La-da-dum-be-dee-dee-doo. Okay. Well, that didn't take long, half an hour. There is your sandpaper rack. You happy with that, Jeff? Oh, hang on, I'm going to put a bottom on it yet. Am I going to finish the job? Fair income. All right, this bit of scrap I've got left. Look, it doesn't, oh yeah, it'll do. It doesn't quite cover the bottom, but let's not get pedantic. It is a rack for holding sandpaper. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. And the great thing is that was this timber was just, you know, destined for whatever. Gee, I'll tell you what, that's pretty close. That's pretty darn close. Oh, that's clever. Oh, there you go. What about if I turn that over? That's even better. Now I've used all the glue up, so I've got to re-glue it. There you go. And they should line up with those. So if I bang nails through there, that should be good enough. And that's all it has to be some days, just good enough. And today's one of those days. Whoops. So not a hard project to do. I've got to catch up with Ray because he always gives me stick. It's all right, Steve. I won't tell anyone you said it. It's our secret. No one else will know. Wow, must have been a bit freaky, Jeff, being there. I've been here since I was in Australia before the Beatles were. There you go. That's my claim to fame. But there wasn't as big a crowd to welcome us when we arrived. I think there was only 4 people. And no, none of them were federal police either. Steve, you finish jobs, just not in a timely manner, depending on the job, depends on how long you take. Like that bed. Yeah, well, the music stand, that's a different kettle of fish. The bed, I've got to finish that. Now I've worked out how I'm going to do it. But now I've started playing music again. Well, only for my own amusement. So I thought it might be nice to have that music stand finished. And the bed, that's for my amusement too. Because then I don't get harangued. So it's going to be, although I'll tell you what, Ray, blend the bench. I've done half of the spindles. I've got another 3, maybe 4 spindles to go. And on Monday, well, it all depends on the rain. If it's raining, it won't be finished. But on Monday, I'm hoping to have it sprayed and then I can assemble it on the stream on Monday. But we will see. There you go, Jeff. Look, I've finished the project. Hallelujah. That's it. And that is how simple it is to make one of these. Now, if you want to make another one, and that just screws to the wall or whatever, if you want to make a double one, what you do is you just do that, which is those, and then you glue it to that one, and you end up with the doubles. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that. I've got to put a base on this one. So what? Oh, I'll make this one a bit wider if I've got enough stuff. 1.25 inch, or 1.5 inch, 1 3/4. All right, we'll go 1 3/4. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Hang on. Must have something else. Oh, I don't know. What's this? No, it's going to be another skinny one. That'll be right. It's all good. So we'll put this one on here. The main thing is the sandpaper can't drop through it, which it can't. Put it in the vise. Oh, there's my squirt bottle. There we go. Right. No, finish coat, for goodness sake, settle down. It's rustic. It's gonna take on the patina of the shed. Finish coat. Crikey. You want your dollar's worth, don't you, Jeff? It's got 3 coats of dust and 4 coats of air. There you go. It's good enough. I'm seeing a trend though. If the job is for the wife, you said it take longer to do it. Yeah, well, she's going to hang around longer than some of my clients do. And that's the other thing, you don't get paid for love jobs. I'm keeping a book on it, and as I said before, it's going to come in around 30 grand. And she's not going to pay that, I'll tell you. Oh, go away, Derek. I'll see what I've got, and then I'm going to turn the router on if I do that. And you know what that causes. Oh. Well, I thought I wasn't going to bore you in with doing the same thing twice, but I just thought I'd show you how you can double up. Hey, Theo sent you those photos yet, Ray? I'll get on to him tomorrow. I'll give him a hurry up. Yeah, you piked out last time. You went and had dinner. I'll have you know, I used the router the other day without you watching, and it worked very well. Okay, let me just knock this off on the bandsaw. You're going to have to take my word for that. There we go. Glue that onto that and that onto that. And Bob's your mother's brother. And I will run a bead down there. All right, so I've glued down there and along there, and I'm just gonna, and look, you look at that, it's all skewy and bent and twisted, but it doesn't matter. It's just for holding sandpaper. And once you screw it to the wall, it's gonna flatten out, so who really cares? I know I don't. I'm a bit of an overkill here. I'm actually putting a clamp on each separation or batten or whatever you want to call them. And there you go. With this tight bond in an hour, that's it. It's all done. Finished. A very handy, handsome, if not high class. It does the job. This one here that's down here, I'll do some sums on this one. Whoops. This one there, that would have to be 35 years old. It's one of the very first things I made in the workshop. And from memory, it took me ages to do because I didn't know how to figure it out and I couldn't do. So I must have got much more better as time goes on. Ah, there you go, finished. Easy project to do on a wet day, but so handy because then you can put wet and dries in there, or what do you call it, cloth back ones, whatever you need. This one here, I go 100, 120, 150, 180, then I've got something else in there. These steel pads. And then 240, 320, 400, then wet and dry. This one though, I don't think I'll have wet and dry in because it's going up to the top shed. But that's heaps, and you can't, well, you can get 100. I finally got some off a guy in Brisbane. If you're after Sandpaper, Kerry is his name, the Sandpaper man. Check him out online. Very helpful fellow. I rang him yesterday because I like using 100 grit, which is what this stuff is. I find 80 grit too coarse and 120 grit is not quite coarse enough. So what I'll be doing now is going 100, 120, 180, 240, then I might just go to 400. I don't know. I'll see how I go. Anyway, well, that's it. Oh, thanks for that, Ray. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll leave that up there just to prove to some people I do finish a job. Jeff, what do we got? Dear, my wife just asked me, how many planes do you need? No, the correct question is, how many planes do they make? The answer to how many you need is 3, depending on what you want to do. Here you go, here's a quick one. If you only want 3 planes, a block plane, a number 3, and a number 7. And with those, you can build almost anything. And then I will quantify, if you want to get into fancy stuff, you'll need a couple of spoke shaves. Oh. But no, it's just, they look good. They haven't got blades in them. They have, and they're all sharp. I can grab any one of those and they'll work, which is good. So the answer is you only need 3, but they do make a lot. Ray, can you say? That's because I finished a job on, who's that with you? No one, I'm just beside myself. Because I'm so happy. Oh, it took a big jump there. I'm just reading this. JPA. JPA, is that Japanese Planes, Australia? Christian? Oh yeah, actually Christian stuff. Yeah, awesome. He has this Merca brand, and it is, it never wears out. Well, I don't think it does. I've got discs that I've been using for ages, and yeah, it's great. So, well, give Christian a plug and tell him you were talking to me. He's a nice bloke. A 4.5 can replace all of the... Yeah, I use my 4.5 for a boat anchor when I used to go fishing. Enough said about that. Have the Lee Nelson 3 and 7 such nice planes. Yeah, they are. Well, I haven't got the 7, I've got the 8 Lee Nelson, which is, it's a honking machine. It's lovely. Yeah, actually they don't make these anymore, Ray. These little, what? Those. They said they were too hard to get the nickel and the chromium, whatever it is, to hold together. But yeah, I call that the Lamborghini of block planes. But you don't need, tell your wife you don't need to buy one of those because she might want a new car if you do. So just an ordinary Stanley 060 works fine. People think I've never finished a job. Or JT8, I don't know. I don't know, I've heard of JTA. Well, anyway, that's it. That's a quick stream, but I got the job done, and my wife is cooking beef stew tonight, so I'm going up to enjoy some of that. So that was just a quick little stream to say hi and to pray and to prove to the naysayers of doom that I do finish jobs. Looking forward to getting on with the blender bench on Monday. If it's not raining, I'll have it sprayed. If it is raining, I might just fit the spindles to it and we might move on to something else. And then it's going to be boring after that because I'm going to be working on the bed. There you go. How happy can you be with that? Hang on, give us a look, Ray. Which one? Yep, that's it. Due to manufacturing's delay on the body, these products are temporarily unavailable. The whisper I got was they're not doing them anymore. They do the DX, which is virtually the same style, profile, but it's black. And I don't know if it's a 2-pack black or a baked on black, I'm not sure. Hang on, I've just lost my thread. There I go, I'm back. I hate it when I do that all of a sudden, because I stream this through OBS and I get real-time feedback from the screen. Where are we? Oh, come here. There you go. I get real-time feedback and it's not that green though. And then what happens sometimes, if I knock the mouse, it goes to YouTube because I have to have YouTube open so I can have the chat room open. And all of a sudden, I look down there and I see stuff that I did 2 seconds ago or 5 seconds ago. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Anyway, do you use dovetail saws? Do I use dovetail saws? Oh, let me have a look, see. Oh, I've got, let's see. All right, let's talk dovetail saws. That is by far the easiest, most cost-effective dovetail saw. I think a Japanese saw with a throwaway blade. Very delicate to use though, but gee, you get a nice cut. For first 20 years of furniture making, these are what I used. They were packs. These are garlic, same thing. They're called gent saws and they do an excellent job. That's a PAX one, but that's for really big tenons, not fine work. But you want the Rolls Royce in dovetail saws, it has to be the Lie Nelson dovetail saw. It is the most beautiful saw. If you look at it, I don't know if we can do it. Oh yeah, there you go. Can you see there's a gap there in the blade? It's narrower here than the back. And the reason for that is when you're cutting through, when you're using these saws that are parallel with the back and the blade, sometimes you tend to go forward if you haven't got the control of going straight across. And so therefore this is cutting deeper than the back of the blade. And you might think you're going to your line here, okay, I've got it. When you look around the other side, you're actually an 1/8 of an inch or 3 mil into the timber itself. Whereas with this taper, it eliminates that because you're always cutting deeper at the back. And you generally got, depending on your pressure, but 2 strokes. You hit your mark at the back and then you turn it around, you got 2 strokes and you're even. So highly recommend that. If you ring up Anthony at Lee Nelson Tools Australia, tell him that I was raving about it and he won't give you a discount. But ask him now if you really want one, ask him if it comes with Band-Aids. Say, Steve Hay said, does it come with Band-Aids? I'll get a laugh out of it. I don't know if he will, but anyway. That doesn't matter. Oh, let me put these away. Whoops. And that, by the way, it's not a dovetail saw, that's a tenon saw. And tenon saws come in, a variety of sizes. You've got big ones and little ones for different jobs. And this, you might think, is a dovetail saw or a gent saw. It's not. It's what they call a fret saw. Now, different to... Oh, I've got a fret saw here somewhere. There you go. No, wait a minute. There you go. All right. That's a... How do we get on the saws? That's what they call a coping saw. And again, Lee Nelson Australia's got those. They are absolutely gorgeous to use. And that is a fret saw for cutting out fretwork and fret panels. This also, let me give you both of these. So that's a fret saw for cutting very fine patterns out and fretwork such in federation houses and music boxes and piano seats and what have you. But this is also a fret saw, but it is for cutting frets in musical instruments for guitars, so a different type of fret. And these two holes here are for a fence you can buy separately, and you set the depth of the cut you want to put your frets in. I've got 3 or 4 different size frets over there. So, you know, bass fret, ukulele fret, banjo, electric guitar, they're all slightly deeper. So there you go, that's just a little something on saws. And you can say you saw it on Woodworking Masterclass. Oh, where's Theo with the bad jokes? I miss him terribly. Well, the Japanese saw can go over here. And what was going on there? My hammer. There it is. Hammer. Now, look in the right spot, Dodo. There you go. Okay. That's not an... I haven't got that anymore, have I? I used to have a Harold and Saxon chisel. It was a ripper. I used to do that. That's not a chisel. This is a chisel. I got one up in the wood-turning shed. It's not a chisel. It's huge. Anyway, that's it. That's it for tonight. It's nearly 7 o'clock. I've been dribbling for another 10 minutes after I meant to stop. So anyway, thank you very much for your patronage and joining in the chat and saying good day. That is a great project anyone can do, and I kid you not, it is something you will use for years and years to come. If you've got kids that want to get into woodwork, get them to knock one up. And it's something they'll have through their entire childhood and adult life if they continue through with DIY stuff. It's great for, you can make it bigger and put in different size jars in it. If you want to make it in really nice timber, do it, and you can put packets of spice in there for the kitchen. Get the missus on side so you can buy more planes. So anyway, that's it. What have we got? Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Tor. Thanks, Sean. Oh, thanks, Ray. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Simon. Thank you, everyone that Derek, everyone that dropped in. But this is Steve pulling the shed door down and saying, remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself. Be kind to each other. And I look forward to catching you in a workshop, at a workbench very, very soon. Till then, see you later. Bye for now. And Ian, I forgot Ian, sorry.